Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Moviesnips. Today we're going to be talking about money in the Hunger Games series. Some questions that we'll be addressing are: how does the capital interact financially with the districts? What method of currency is used in Panem? And how does the capital control the industries that are unique to each district? This topic hasn't been addressed much in any of the fandoms or online discussion forums, so I thought it'd be a good idea to shed some light on it. The economic system utilized in Panem is a command economy model, which often referred to as a planned economy, which is different from a free market economy, in that investments, production, incomes, and prices are completely controlled by the ruling authorities. In Mockingjay 1, President Snow, in his televised speech, states that each district supplies the capital like blood to a heart. In return, the capital provides order and security. This statement is only partially true, as the capital's relationship with the districts is one that is more exploitative rather than mutually beneficial. There isn't any mention of a currency or unit of money used by either the capital or the Districts of Panem. The closest method of exchange to a currency is the tessara, a form of voluntary food rationing offered by the government of Panem to people in the districts. This method of currency was mentioned in the novels, but not really touched upon in the films. If a family was in dire need of food, children between the ages of 12 and 18, or reaping age, could sign up for a tessera. A single tessera was worth 1 year's supply of grain and oil for a single person, collected on a monthly basis. The child could also claim additional tesserae for as many members of their family as needed. However, each additional tessera collected came at a heavy price and would cause the child's name to be entered an additional time in the reaping ball for that particular year. In other words, the child would have a higher chance of being chosen for the Hunger Games with each additional tessera collected. As a rule of thumb, the poorer the district, the more tesserae collected. Since the capital liked to play favorites, some districts, especially districts 1, 2, and 4, were better off financially and claimed much fewer tesserae. Districts 11 and 12, being the poorest districts, claimed the most tesserae by far. The tessera system was just another control mechanism utilized by the capital to keep the districts in line and barely on the brink of starvation, especially the poor districts. Tessera grain was apparently unrefined and was described as dark and dense, likely prioritizing nutrition over taste. Depending on the family and their particular circumstances, tesserae may or may not have been enough to live on, and alternate sources of food, sometimes procured illegally, may also have been a necessity. Towards the beginning of the first film, Katniss goes out into the woods to hunt a deer. She also talks about hunting squirrels with Gale. Squirrel meat was a prized commodity in District 12 and could be exchanged for favors with the peacekeepers. Even though this kind of activity was officially declared illegal by the capital, it was tolerated to some extent, as long as the peacekeepers were benefiting from it too. The richer districts probably had more resources at their disposal when it came to extracting favors and bribes from capital officials. It is unknown as to whether tesserae were used as a means of exchange only between the capital and the districts and not within the capital itself. Perhaps the citizens of the capital used a different method of currency not mentioned in either the novels or the films. Within the districts, it could be assumed that barter was a common method of trade, since other than the tessera, no other formal currency existed. Since travel between the districts without special permission was illegal, it was probably unlikely that the districts traded with one another and were likely forced to rely on their own industries to provide for themselves. In the prequel novel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the name dollar was mentioned a couple of times in reference to a method of currency, so maybe the dollar was still in use around the time of the 10th Hunger Games. The tessera system was abolished following the rebel victory against the capital after the Second Rebellion. We're never told whether Panem traded with countries beyond its borders, that is, if any countries are left in the Hunger Games world aside from Panem. I made a separate video exploring this topic, so please visit my channel and check it out. The capital structured its economic and trade policy in a manner that overwhelmingly benefited the capital over any of the districts. The capital mercilessly exploits the districts for a variety of produce, yet gives back very little in return. Furthermore, the capital ensures that each district specializes in the production of one kind of product, only, making them somewhat dependent on the capital in the event that they need to trade one kind of product for another. The capital also seizes any surplus generated by any of the districts and would rather see the extra produce go to waste rather than let the districts have it. A good example of this can be seen in the party scene of the Catching Fire movie, which shows the citizens of the capital wasting food and trying to take down more than they can eat. This was probably one of the main points of contention that caused the districts to rise up against the capital, kicking off the first rebellion. But what are your thoughts on the economic relations between the capital and the districts in the Hunger Games? If you feel I missed anything or would like to add anything to this discussion, please feel free to comment down below. Please also remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And please check out my channel for more sci-fi lore videos.